to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. Former Defense Minister Dominic Nitiwul says the New Patriotic Party cannot afford to gamble in the 2028 elections, warning that a loss would be disastrous for the party's future. In an interview, the Bimbila Member of Parliament, Mr. Nitiwul, said the stakes for the NPP goes beyond winning, and the difficulty for the New Patriotic Party is that we should never lose in the 2028 election because it will be disastrous for us, he said. He argued that the party must avoid presenting a first-time presidential candidate, instead go with someone already tested by the electorate. Mr. Nitiwul said Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia remains the safest option, insisting the party does not have time to sell a new face to voters. He said this does not diminish the credentials of other potential aspirants. He stressed that Dr. Bawumia's long presence on the national stage gives him a decisive advantage. He added that the vice president has already faced sustained political attacks without damaging findings. He said voters must make up their mind and vote for them because they are going to win the 2028 election. So this is for the former Minister of Defense, Dominic Nitiwul, and also a member of the New Patriotic Party. So he's encouraging the people, listen, we need to win the 2028 election because if we don't win, it's going to be very disastrous for the New Patriotic Party. And that is going to be hell. So we need to fight so hard so we can win this election. But you see, why is it that the NPP do not focus more on uniting themselves than thinking on how to win the 2028 election? Because I'm not the only person who feels this. There are more to do than to focus on 2028 election. One, the people have already lost trust in the party. Two, there is division in the party. Why don't you fix all this first before you focus on winning 2028 elections? In which we know in a way it's going to be very, very tough. Now, I feel like the NPP is more focused on 2028, 2028, 2028. And then leaving behind what is more necessary. Because as it stands now, the citizens have lost trust in the party. And the party is portraying a bad image out there. So it's time to recover that image. And make the people believe that, yes, this is us. The NPP you knew before, we are still the NPP. We've not changed. Why not focus more on that than focusing on winning 2028 election? Yes, although we know that we cannot determine the outcome of 2028 election, but there is more to do in the party. If you don't see it, we the backbenchers are seeing it. We are seeing what is going on. There is a lot to fix in the party. If those things are not fixed, how then do you forge forward for victory? I think it's about time they sit down and listen to themselves. Because it feels like they are so much interested in winning the 2028 election, rubbishing the work of the current administration, and forging forward. But you see, it's not the matter of who has contested before. Because Mr. Dominic Nitiwul is stating that they should be careful to not bring in a new face, but bring in someone who has tested the soup before. You can bring in someone who has already stood for power or who have tasted what it means to be a leader. But don't forget that the person has a track record. You've been a leader before, yes. What are your track record? Are they encouraging? Are they positive? When you were in power, what did you do with power? Did you intimidate the people? Did you infringe on their rights? Or you did as the people said? You work according to the visions of the people. You work in achieving the goals of the country and making sure that the people you are serving are living a normal life. Did you do that as a leader? That is what you are supposed to check before you bring in someone who has already contested before. Because mind you, bringing in someone who has already contested doesn't mean victory. And that is what the NPP is getting wrong. Bringing in someone who has already contested, it doesn't mean victory. Because we are going to look at your track record and they are going to check that. I'm not sure a citizen will just wake up one day and because he or she is feeling feverish, so you just go and vote for someone. No. You are checking the track record of the person, what the person has done before. And that ignites your hope to vote for the person again. Because you know that if in the past 8 years, this person was able to do this, then it means when I give him the nod or when I give this party the nod, they are going to do more than that. But in a case where you didn't listen to the people, you didn't care about the feelings of the people, and you cared only about yourself, then it's going to be a disaster, a very big disaster. So the NPP should rather focus on fixing issues internally and ensuring that everything is on point before they think about 2028 election. In a way, we are surprised because what people are seeing, that is not what these people are seeing. That is not what the party faithful of the New Patriotic Party are seeing. It is good to dream big. It is good to envision yourself in a very beautiful place someday. But you should also put into consideration what you've done before. How are you going to change the thoughts of the person? How well are you going to convince the people to vote for you? How are you going to do that? Are you going to convince a person who will go in and then tell the people that if I should tell you my plans and policies and then you vote for me, what then am I coming to do? Is that what you want? Or you're voting for someone who tells you that, oh, I'm just a driver's mate, I don't really know how to drive, and so you should take it like that. Is that what you want? Or you want someone who can fix things internally in the party and also fix things externally and also internally in the country? The NPP party should take certain things seriously. Because, you see, the little things you disregard are the things that has the capacity to pull you down. Sometimes you don't pay attention to little stuff because you feel like, oh, or this one what? It's nothing. But then you'll be there, then it drains you. And that is what they are seeing. They don't care about what is going on. They're not interested of fixing it. What they're only interested is 2028 election. And are you sure Ghanaians are ready for you? You see, one thing I want politicians to understand is that don't put your trust in surveys and all that. A poll, interview people. People can do that basically to win favor, whatever it is. But you should know yourself. You've been in power before. You know what you've done. You know the mistake you've committed. I think by now you should be fixing that. I was thinking by now the NPP will go to a hideout. Think. We failed these people woefully. How are we going to gain their trust again? How are we going to put things in order? The person we brought before, this is what he did. Do we still stand a chance of winning when we present him to the people? Or should we reshuffle? Should we bring in a new person? If you're bringing a new person, how are we going to support that person? How are we going to unite together? Because if NPP is winning, Ghana is winning. If Ghana is winning, NPP is winning. So we need to think about the people as the citizens of Ghana, and we need to think about the people internally as NPP, as a political party. That is what you should do. Not to be daydreaming of winning 2028 elections without fixing all this mess. No one goes forward or forge forward without learning from their mistakes. You learn, you relearn, and you unlearn. That is it. But the NPP, it feels like they are on their own. And trust me, we've had a couple of NPP people we've spoken to. And you could see that they've lost trust in the party. They don't even know whether there is future for the party. But well, as it stands, we cannot determine what the party holds because we are not God. But what we are saying is that fix a solution, fix the problems internally. Fix it and ensure that everything is okay. Ensure that the people are okay with you. Then you think about 2028 election. But if you start thinking about 2028 election, how to win, rubbishing the words of the current administration and forgetting to fix your own house, you will come back and still meet it facing or staring or glaring right at you in the face. Thank you for making time with me on the result.